Chapter 6. Scarlet was dressed and out of her room the next morning before Mira was even awake. Scarlet hadn't slept a wink. She'd spent most of the night in the room at the top of the stairs she'd discovered in the star caves, after losing sight of the bit-bat. Was it luck that those stairs had led to a trapdoor into the office of Student Hollow Records? Or was it somehow fate? Halo Hall would not open officially for another hour, but she couldn't see waiting around. She raced across campus to the entrance and begged the bot guard to let her in. "I have to see Lady Stella," she said. "It's urgent. It can't wait." "Star apologies, Scarlet," the bot guard replied mechanically. "Halo Hall is not open, nor is Lady Stella in. Would you like to make an appointment? I can help you with that if you wish. Lady Stella's office hours are 11 to 13 star hours. She has another meeting scheduled from 12 to 12:80. What time do you request?" Scarlet's energy sizzled. That was exactly the problem with thick-headed bots. They didn't understand. She didn't need an appointment. She needed to see the headmistress right then. Scarlet! Star greetings." Scarlet turned to see the head of admissions, Lady Cordial, walking briskly toward the door with a stack of files and a mug of zing. "Star greetings, Lady Cordial," said Scarlet, bowing. "You're up early. Feeling better?" She stood before Scarlet, smiling in an awkward but sweet way. Scarlet realized she hadn't seen the head of admissions since learning that her being a star darling was a mistake. "I know what happened." Lady Cordial paused and cut her eyes to the bot guard, who, like everyone else, knew nothing about the top-secret group. "If you don't mind, I'm going to turn off your hearing for a star sec," she told it. "Yes, Lady Cordial. As you wish." Lady Cordial fixed her eyes on its head and narrowed them. "Can you hear me now?" she asked. She waited. "Very good. So, I was saying..." She turned back to Scarlet. "I know this mix-up with Ophelia was, well, quite a blow, I'm sure. Of course, I take full responsibility for everything." She lowered her head and shook it. "How it happened, I'll never know. But that's why I'm here. I don't think it did happen." Lady Cordial's head rose slowly, as Starland's son was doing just then. Star, excuse me? You don't think what happened?" "I don't think there's been a mix-up," blurted Scarlet. "I mean, yes, there's been a mix-up, but it's the mix-up that's a mistake. I looked at my holo records, and there's no way in the Milky Way that the scores recorded in them are mine. On the other hand, Ophelia, whose records I also checked, has exactly the scores that I should have. And that's why I'm here, to tell Lady Stella that our scores were switched somehow." "What?" Lady Cordial gasped. Her cup of zing slipped out of her hand. Scarlet jumped back and used her energy to catch the cup in midair, but not without hot liquid splashing over her tights and boots. Of course, it all disappeared in a star sec, as spills on Starland always did. Star apologies," said Lady Cordial. She blinked her cup back into her hand and clutched both it and her folders to her chest. "Clearly, you've taken me by star prize here. Moon and stars." She took a breath. "If this is true, why, we have more problems than we thought. I must look into this immediately and inform Lady Stella, of course." "I'll go with you," Scarlet told her. No. Salutations, but you've done your part. And more. Lady Cordial's smile slowly returned. Please, Scarlet, let me take this from here. It's, the least I can do. Scarlet was so excited she couldn't eat breakfast, and no way could she go to class. How could she sit through another lecture on energy manipulation when her whole life was about to change, about to get back on track at last? She had to find some way to pass the time, though, while she waited for Lady Cordial to set everything straight. She flipped open her Stars app, tapped Vega's icon, and dictated a holotext. Mystery solved. Meet me in the orchard. Within a starman, another message came through. No way! Star Mendes news. When Vega arrived, she was not alone to Scarlet's surprise. Cassie, with her pinkish-white pigtail buns and her star-shaped glasses, was arm in arm with her. Scarlet knew Cassie, of course, from the Star Darlings class, but not very well beyond that. The first-year Starling had become particularly close to Scarlet's old roommate, Leona, something Scarlet could never understand, since Leona was, without a doubt, the most self-centered, self-absorbed Starling Scarlet had ever met. Still, besides that, Scarlet had to admit that what she did know of Cassie, she admired. Cassie was never too loud or bubbly or bossy, and it was clear that behind her glasses, a very intelligent mind was hard at work. You don't mind that I brought Cassie, do you? Said Vega. Something about Scarlet's expression must have prompted her to ask. I promised her I'd tell her the next time we met. I told her about your theories, and, of course, I think you're right, Cassie cut in. She leaned forward and pushed up her glasses. Her normally soft pink glow flashed bright, almost blindingly white. I don't care what Leona says. There is no way in the galaxy that Ophelia could grant a wish. Tell us everything, she said. What have you found out? So Scarlet told them everything. Moon and stars! Cassie gasped at the end. So when will you hear back from Lady Cordial? Soon, Scarlet said. I'm sure. Oh, I hope it's all a mistake, the way you say. Does that mean you'll come back to the band? Vega asked. You know, there was just an announcement this morning, did you hear? That this year for Starshine Day, there's going to be a battle of the bands. We could win with you playing, Scarlet. I really think we could. In fact, maybe you should come back, no matter what. Even if it turns out no mistake was made. First of all, Scarlet's eyes narrowed. There was a mistake. A Starmendous one. That's just a fact. Second, as I've said a hydrong times now, the band is about the last thing on my mind. Vega and Cassie lowered their eyes and traded glances. Star apologies, said Vega. Of course. We can talk about the band later. One thing at a time. So, if there was a mistake, how in the stars did it happen? How did your and Ophelia's scores get switched? Scarlet shook her head. That's what I don't know. Her eyes flashed and flickered between Vega and Cassie. You're the puzzle solvers. Any thoughts? These things happen, I suppose, said Vega. Cassie frowned. Not here. Not at Starling Academy. All these mistakes, coincidences, mysteries, they don't just happen here. Vega nodded reluctantly. Agreed. So, do you think somebody switched our records? Said Scarlet. On purpose? But those things don't happen here either. Do they? The three starlings traded worried looks. They were all thinking the same thing, but no one was quite ready to put such a dark thought into words. Then, suddenly, Cassie's lacy silver sweater pocket beeped. She pulled out her stars app and read the holotext. Behind her glasses, her eyes grew big and round. "It's the botany lab," she exclaimed. "They finished testing the flowers and have the results." "Well, what did they find?" asked Vega. "They don't say. They just say to come." "That's one connection I still don't see," Vega told her. "And it's not just because I want to win our bet. I was hoping Piper and I would get along better when the flowers were out of our room." "And did you?" "No. Nothing changed. In fact, you should have heard how she went on about my letting you take them to the lab to be studied. You would have thought I'd stolen her bed." "Really?" Cassie's nearly translucent eyebrows slid together as she frowned. "But then, suddenly yesterday," Vega went on, "she gave me this sweet hollow poem she'd written. And this morning, we meditated together." She smiled at Cassie's and Scarlet's dumbfounded expressions. "Cross my stars! I know." "There might still be a connection," said Cassie. Vega shrugged. "There's only one way to find out." She slipped one arm through Cassie's, then the other through Scarlet's. "You want me to come too?" Scarlet eyed Vega's elbow and gingerly unhooked her arm. "Of course," said Vega. "Right, Cassie?" She tried not to look too hurt by Scarlet's initial response. "Moon and stars, yes," said Cassie, smiling warmly. "We're in this together now."